Hey guys, we're trying to get ready for the end of the year exam. So we're going to start with problem number 1, which is Juan plans to use a strategy to find 18 times 250. Which expression shows strategy he can use? So we take a look at 18 times 250. And let me bring the camera up a little bit. There we go. All right, so let's take a look at the strategy. First, we're going to look at the answers. We have 9 times 2 times 250, 4 times 4, 380, 18 times 0 times 380, and 9 times 2 is 380. All right, so first thing we have to look at is that we notice that the factors of 18 are 9 and 2, 6 and 3, and 1 and 18. These are the factors of 18. When we look at it, we notice that 9 and 2 shows up in our answer key, which is 9 times 2 times 250. Okay, and we also notice that in answer B is 4 times 4 is 380, that's not part of it. And 18 times 0 times 380. We know that any times that we multiply 0 times 18 times 250, let's say, 0 times 18 is 0, and then 0 times 250 is 0. So anytime you multiply 0 times any number, it's always going to equal 0. The answer is very straightforward, so the answer to this question is A. All right, question number 2. Kate's family saved 573 pennies last year. Zoe family saved 2 times as many. So we're going to underline the word 2 times as many. How many pennies does Zoe's family save last year? If you remember, we can line this up like this. Kate is 573. Zoe is 2 times 1, 2, 573, 573. Now, what we can do is take 573, multiply it by 2. When we multiply that by 2, 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 7 is 14. We have to carry 1 to the hundreds. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 1 is 11. 1146 is our answer, which is answer B. Or if you don't know how to multiply, you can always do this addition. Remember, we're adding twice our number. When we add these two numbers, 3 plus 3 is 6. 7 plus 7 is 14. We have to carry 1 to the hundreds. 5 plus 5 is 10, plus 1 is 10. It's 11. So 1146 is the answer. So the answer is B. Question 3. A factory can make 2,848. 2,000, wrote that wrong. 2,848 pencils in 1 hour. Which is the best estimate of how many pencils can be made in 3 hours? So the word estimate, when we see the word estimate, we are referring to rounding. You have to round a number. And which is the best estimate? We know that 2,848 is equivalent to 1 hour, just as 60 minutes is equal to 1 hour. We know they can make 2,848 in 1 hour, but they want to know how many pencils can you make in 3 hours. Well, instead of doing a 4-by-1 multiplication, regular multiplication, we're going to do quick multiplication, which is rounding. We're going to take this number and we're going to round it. And we're going to round it to the 1,000 places. So we're going to take 2,848 rounded to 3,000 times 3 hours. Remember that anytime When we run it to the thousands, you have to look at the number in the back of the number that you're going to round. 5 or greater, add one more to the number that you're rounding. 4 or less, let the numbers, all rest, become 0. So we round this up to the nearest thousand, which is 3,000. So 3,000 times 3 is equal to 3 times 3 is 9. Now we notice that we have 3 zeros here. We're just going to add 3 zeros. And my answer is going to be letter D is my best estimate. That is D. Question 4. Mario made this model to find the product of 3-digit number and a 1-digit number. So we have a model like this. And this is referring to the area model that we've been working on. So we have 5, 400, 80, and 1. But if you notice, we don't have any numbers here. And what they want to know, which is the equation that we should use to, which equation represents this area model breakdown. So if we add these 3 numbers together, we have 400 plus 80 plus 1 is 481. Now, when we write that equation down, we say 481 times 5 is letter C. Nope. Sorry about that. We say it's letter C. I was looking at the answer. Letter C. So 400 plus 80 plus 1 is 481. But if we did the arithmetic, the multiplication, we know that we have 2 zeros. So it's what? 5 times 4 is 20 plus 2 zeros. 5 times 8 is 40. 1 0 and 5. And when we look at the answer, 2,405. Same as letter C. So what they want to know, here's our equation. What does this equation represent in the area model? Remember, the 4 is in the 100 places, the 8 is in the tenths, and the 1 is in the 1 places. And this is the hundreds. Okay, that is question number 4. Question 5. Julia lives 0.5 miles from the park. Which fraction is equivalent to 0.5? So Julie, this is her home, and she lives 0.5 miles away from the park. So they want to represent that in fractions. So we represent this in fraction. We know that 0.5, the 5 represents the 10th place. And then I'm doing a video, guys. All right, guys, sorry about that. That was an interruption. All right, so we know the first number to the right is the 10th place. And as we continue, it's so on. That's the hundreds and thousands and so on. Okay, but they want to know what's 0.5. If we look at our fraction, we know if we said it's a tenth, we have to realize that our denominator has to have a 10 on it. And this being 5 is going to be on the top, 5 tenths. So my answer to question number 5 is B.